Good morning, classmates. My name is Jerry Jennings. I'm the old guy that's been on this class with the rest of you, and it's been a pleasure reading your materials, especially the handouts. I've referenced often in my posts that your technological skills are really impressive to me. I apologize that I am a technology dinosaur, but I've learned so much in this class. Professor Hammond Williams, it's been just a lot of information that's really good for me as a old person and a longtime educator to learn this stuff. But as I'm here this morning, my video will be about an activity that I came up with for 4 and 5 year olds in an inclusionary activity. I work in a school and I'm responsible for leading school programs in my little school district. And because of that, I have seen a real growth in the number of young children with emotional disturbance. So I focused on that as the qualifying disability for inclusion, and I came up with a simple activity. I researched and looked, but one of the things that we're working with children when they have emotional disabilities is trying to help them get in touch with how they're feeling and begin to communicate those feelings. So my activity was simple. It's called Mirror, Mirror, How Am I Feeling? And the only prop it requires is a mirror, a handheld mirror. And the goal of this is to get the children in touch with how they're feeling and begin to be able to communicate how they're feeling. So the steps are just that you would have small groups, because one of the things that I'm aware of, you don't want to stigmatize or isolate a student who has a disability in a group. We have these situations here in my little school district where we have preschool children that are on IEPs for emotional disturbance. So you want to include them. So you have a small group, make it be a small group instruction of 4 or 5 children, and you sit them at a table, child-sized table, their height, and teacher sits with them, and you just have a dialogue with them. You ask them, how do you feel today? Were you happy about coming to school? Do you have anything that made you excited? And then you talk to them about, what do you think your face looked like when you're happy? How about when you're sad? So the next step would be to bring the mirror out and practice with them. Could you show me how it looks when you're sad? And the student might have a sad face, or they might smile big and have a big smile, or just be kind of nonplussed about the whole scenario. But the goal with the mirror is to have them look at themselves. You can see in my reflection my paper that I'm reading from, but it is the idea being that you spend just 5 or 10 minutes with these children and have them look at their faces in the mirror, get a chance to see what they look like when they're sad or happy or excited or bored. Bored might be a good one. How would they look? How do you make a bored face? So, and then the reinforcement part of the lesson step 4 would be when you talk to the children about how they will recognize, and when they are starting to feel sad or angry. Angry is one I haven't mentioned, but when they look in the mirror and say, what does that angry face look like? And then when they're starting to get angry, will they think about how their face looked in the mirror when they're angry? And as the teacher then, in subsequent scenarios, the teacher can remind them, well, is this your angry face? The child who's got the emotional disturbance. But all children, it'll be good for everybody. So it's inclusionary because you're not just focusing on this one student with emotional disturbance. It's helping them get in touch with regulating their emotions and moving forward. And so it's, from my perspective, a simple activity. I defer to all you preschool teachers. I'm not a preschool teacher. Once in a while, I get called in to substitute in some of my lower grade classes, and I can tell you it's challenging. They run me ragged, and it seems like they know how to manipulate me. Teacher, teacher, and I need to go to the bathroom. And then the next guy, teacher, I need to go too. So I admire the early childhood educators. I thank you for your patience with me in my learning. My wife was a preschool teacher of 30 years before she retired, so she's been laughing at me when I talk about what I'm learning and how I didn't know this. And she says, well, you could have asked me. So thank you, everybody. Look forward to maybe sometimes crossing paths in the future, and best wishes to everybody. And since it is the holiday season, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I am going in for a hip replacement surgery tomorrow. So if I'm a little tardy responding to some of your videos, I apologize. I'm trying to get everything done before I go in. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, and tomorrow morning on the 11th, I have a hip replacement. So I'm hoping that all goes well. Best wishes, everyone. Thank you for your patience with me. Bye now.